Hello and welcome to the weekly Web News Roundup, where we take a look at some of the stories making the online headlines. Coming up on today's show, digital technology and the medical data revolution. The biggest stories of the past 7 days. And this week's must-see video. Digital technology has revolutionized the processing of medical data, but the sharing of electronic medical records needs to be controlled. How to give the patient the best treatment possible and develop research without compromising their privacy. The public authorities are looking to tackle the issue with the medical data hosting agency. ASIP Santé has looked at what's required and what's already in place in areas that have opted to set up a confidential zone, a safe space where health professionals can share data and interact. So a doctor, nurse, physiotherapist or a hospital can share the medical records of the patient they're treating and be safe in the knowledge they're not breaching professional secrecy, confidentiality or data security, and they're respecting the patient's rights. The sharing of medical records improves the efficiency of patient care and also saves money. These tools are designed to make life easier, so you no longer have a briefcase full of paperwork or stacks and stacks of documents containing your x-rays, reports and test results, and you no longer run the risk of forgetting the right document or making a mistake and relying on your memory alone. Here you have modern means at your disposal, like a digital healthcare card and the possibility of communicating with your caregivers via a secure messaging service. These tools make the whole process more streamlined and much easier. Technology is a great thing, but it needs to serve a purpose. This avoids unnecessary duplication, it's cheaper, and means rationalised costs. And as Dr. Pitrat points out, the real step forward is that the 3.0 patient plays an active role in his or her treatment. The 2.0 patient, or even the 3.0 patient now, is at the centre of the ecosystem and can say, OK, I'm handling my illness, and with the help of the internet, I'm aware of my health situation and treatment options. We're looking at what's known as expert patients, so patient self-management. And this, in my opinion, is one of the top recent medical advances, that the patient manages their own illness. There are many small to medium-sized businesses now offering tools for capturing medical data and passing it on to medical professionals and researchers. Companies like the startup AdScientium, which uses smartphone and other connected devices to collect specific medical data relating to the patient's environment in real time. This is smartphone healthcare. The clinical data collected relates to how the patient is feeling, their symptomology, the time of day they're taking their treatment. All of this physiological data is recorded using connected devices. So patients can record their blood pressure, oxygen saturation, which is the level of oxygen in the blood. They can measure blood sugar levels, stress levels. It's a very simple and versatile way of collecting real-time, accurate data. A new market is emerging where data sensors and data hosts are setting different boundaries. A market with two opposing visions of the world. It's become a societal issue, almost a philosophical question. Some, like transhumanists and the bosses of Google and so on, say medical data belongs to humanity, saying we generate so much medical data that we're sitting on a gold mine, and with all this data from so many different patients, we could really learn a lot. Others say the data belongs to the individual, and that's more of a European mindset, I think, an argument put forward by medical data hosting agency ASIP, for example. So there's a lot of debate to be had to find the balance. So just how far will digital technology push the boundaries of medical data? With the UK's National Health Service storing data in the Google Cloud, no one can say for sure. The families of over 200 high school girls kidnapped by armed members of the Islamist terror organisation Boko Haram on April 14th are appealing to the Nigerian authorities to rescue them. Protesters have taken to the streets carrying posters reading, "Bring back our girls." This rally, staged April the 30th, saw crowds march up to the National Assembly, demanding the public authorities take action. The story has sparked worldwide outrage, with protests being organised across the globe, as we can see from these photos taken over the weekend in London, Dublin, Washington, New York and also Philadelphia, with demonstrators showing solidarity for the families of the missing Nigerian schoolgirls. And campaigning for their release is also well underway on social networks under the hashtag #BringBackOurGirls. The movement is gaining ground on Twitter and also on Facebook, where the purpose-built page has over 24,000 likes. Some 210,000 people have signed this online petition slamming the Nigerian government's inaction. The document calls on the president, Goodluck Jonathan, to implement all means necessary to secure the release of these innocent victims, amid growing questions over where they're being held and in what conditions. Singer Billy Tayo echoes these fears in music in this track, which has been named the official song for the Bring Back Our Girls online campaign. Attention, Ukraine's Ministry of Defense asks internet users to remain silent about the movement of Ukrainian army troops. Euromaidan activists have posted this message to their Twitter page as pro-Russia separatists are turning increasingly towards social networks for information on the location and movements of regular troops in the southeast of the country. Information that's provided by sympathizers of the rebel movement using applications like this one available on the military maps group created on Russian site vContact. Web users can use the tool to mark the location of soldiers and military equipment on maps of Ukraine, thus handing over precious tactical indications to separatist troops. Although some have chosen to help pro-Russia rebels via the web, there are many Ukrainian web users supporting their army. The person who created the Euro Army Maiden Facebook page, for example, is organising a clothes and food drive to send on to soldiers on the front line. Web users can also make donations to the Ukrainian army via the Ministry of Defense website or by SMS. The money raised will be used to buy equipment for soldiers like weapons and bulletproof vests to protect them as they continue what the authorities describe as their anti-terrorist operation in the southeast of the country. Please be careful when sharing photos on social media. They can lead poachers to our rhino. This sign at the entrance to a natural reserve in Africa has been doing the rounds on Twitter. It explains to tourists that the images they post online contain geolocation data, which could be used by poachers. There is a wealth of geotagged photos of wild animals taken by tourists online. You just need to look at Google's image-sharing platform Panoramio. It hosts dozens of shots of elephants or rhinoceros, along with very precise GPS coordinates. Information that can prove perilous for the animals when divulged online. A message a number of animal welfare organisations are trying to convey to web users. The Mellow Swan Foundation, which campaigns for wildlife conservation in Tanzania, had already tried to alert tourists back in 2012 and posted an article to its website. Animal protection organisations say more and more endangered species are being hunted and killed, so it's more crucial than ever before that all measures are taken to stop this happening. One elephant is killed for its ivory every 15 minutes, according to reports, and in 2013 poachers slayed over 1,000 rhinoceros for their horn. Professional photographer Blair Bunting was lucky enough to be taken for a flight on a US Army fighter jet, and he captured this thrilling ride on camera. You can check out the video in its entirety on YouTube.
Now let's straighten out. You can hear a smoke show back there. We'll power back. There's 450 miles. You ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.